I have this thing that, art doesn't speak for itself unless you know the language it's using. The best artwork is using multiple languages to present itself. I'm Rusty Freeman, Director of Visual Arts here at Cedarhurst Center for the Arts. Cedarhurst is a 50-year institution here in Southern Illinois. It is a 80-acre campus. Hosting and putting together Ben's exhibition has just been an incredible exhibition for us.
It's been a real treat to be able to show artwork here in the Mitchell Museum at the Cedarhurst Center for the Arts. It's allowed me to pull pieces from eras of creative process that span over a decade. It's just really terrific to see it all in one place, and you can kind of step back and do a bit of reflection on it. See people interacting with the work and attributing their meaning to it.
It was very well received if you look at our visitor comments.
A lot of the material and the medium that went into making this work is drawn from 20th century vintage metal advertisement. Having worked in advertising and marketing for a couple of decades, I know from experience that a lot of the marketing was about pushing people's fear buttons. I didn't want to do that anymore with my creative talent. So taking advertising and deconstructing messaging that's in it was something that was important for me personally, to be able to mark this kind of ending of making commercial art and advertising. The pieces in this exhibition and in this whole series of artwork, it feels like they're functioning as something else. They're made out of signs, and they've in some ways become new signs that point the viewer in a different direction than what the original sign was intending to point them towards. And that's also the function of art, that it can tell why. It can tell deeper truths that get at the meaning of things rather than just analyzing data sets. It reflects the way the world is, where it's built on fractals, where you can zoom into the individual pieces and see the pieces that make up the art, see how the pieces are related to each other, and then with an exhibition, the pieces work as a collection. I love seeing how things have this kind of through line of a relationship to each other, but they're variations on that theme. My art making process has kind of developed over the last decade plus with this Myth, Math, and Magic series of kind of having a threefold process, and three makes sense because there's so much triangulation in the artwork. First, there's kind of a treasure hunt and the finding of the objects, the finding of the reclaimed wood with unique patina, the finding of the old rusty metal signage that has, again, that patina on it that's able to communicate time through a static object. And then there is the destructive part, or the deconstructive part, or the dismantling part. The tradition of alchemy, that they call that part solve, which is the breaking of bonds or dissolving. So then once you've collected this material and these signs, there's the solve part. Then you start thinking like, okay, well what are you gonna make? What is your creative part? What is your construction? You think about what's important to you, and for me personally, I've drawn a lot of inspiration and support and validation from the legacy of Buckminster Fuller. His most famous patent is the geodesic dome. The thing that jumps out is that the spherical shape's made out of triangulation. Many of the works that are on view in this museum show, when you look at it as a whole, immediately you see the triangulation, and that's an homage to Buckminster Fuller. When you take the dome that he patented in 1954 and you squish it out into a two-dimensional expression, it takes on that pentagonal star-shaped lattice. There's many instances where just the act of making these art objects was where the meaningful things happened. It's fun to exhibit them and show them with people, but there's lots of examples of meaningful coincidences, or what Jung would call synchronicity, that happened throughout the show.
We had a really special event. It was the inaugural Art and Wellness Retreat, and his exhibition was used as a location where we hosted multiple sound baths. His artwork, being based on sacred geometry, in some ways kind of came to life vibrationally. Everyone was just literally glowing. His breadth of knowledge within sacred geometry, Buckminster Fuller, he sparked so many people's curiosity to go on and learn more.
The proportions that govern the veins of the leaf of the tree are present within the leaf itself and are present within the branches of the tree. Proportioning and spacing of the trees within the forest all echo that same geometry and phi ratios that natural growth systems are dictated on. So it only makes sense that we would aesthetically enjoy seeing that same harmonious relationship of parts to each other and parts to the whole in our human-made creations. Buckminster Fuller referred to human beings as local universe information gathering problem solvers. So that means that the human being is just the local expression of universe, and that we're here to have an experience that we're feeding back into the whole. So that's another aspect of this same thing that shows up in aesthetics. Aesthetics can be very important when they're telling us truths about how the world and the universe operates.
The sacred geometry aspect is amazing what Ben has worked into these. His study of it, it's an ancient philosophy that he really understands well. The beauty of his exhibition is taking that ancient knowledge and really making it something that could be appealing to today's world.
Those proportions and that geometry is in alignment with some invisible, maybe metaphysical forces that pervade and dictate the shapes that emerge out of creation.
We really enjoyed having Ben's exhibition.
A body of work which does challenge thinking, does make it a little more exciting.
You see those all together, it definitely takes on a meta meaning that then creates a bigger picture. The idea that this is art feels like a limiting term because they really feel like wayfinding objects, signs that point in an alternative direction for us collectively.